What you doing, Don?
Just shucking off, bro.
Shaking what?
Oh, yeah, but the price is
Oh, look at that.
That's good enough to eat. What's that make you think about, Rob? Never mind.
Good enough to eat, huh? Where are they from?
They're from the ocean, Rob. They're called oysters. The grosser, the better. So like us, because we eat oysters, and those aren't gross at all.
What are we making today, Donnie?
What are we making these oysters? Rockefellor, Rob. If you'll take a little bit of a close-up on the mincing operation, the recipe calls for mincing this stuff as if more than you've ever minced anything before. So what we have here is celery leaves minced to a fine powder, and this is green onions also minced to a fine powder, which explains the teariness in my eyes. Yeah, very tearful because of the onions.
Yeah.
We're going to mix this with some breadcrumbs, some spinach that we haven't chopped up yet. We're going to put some parsley in there, breadcrumbs. Going to mix it with the butter. And I'm going to put the oysters. Well, come back.
Okay, we'll be back.
Come on over here. We have the butter softening just from the heat of the oven, which we've just started to preheat, because we're going to be cooking the oysters in a bed of rock salt. Come over here for the an ingredient for the oysters Rockefellor that you procure at the hardware store.
Nice.
And
Ice
these are
control.
the scissors that you use to, oh no, they're special kitchen shears. Okay. What we'll do, put about a ½ inch in the trays. Part of the reason for the rock salt is to keep the oysters, the oysters from tipping over while you're cooking them. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some flavor that's imbued to oysters Rockefellor. And then when you're done, you toss the whole mess out on the sidewalk and melt the ice. And the oyster shells actually serve as texture so you don't slip for the rest of the winter. And this is a great winter meal. Ready like that. Okay. What's that? Now we're going to put the oyster shells in the salt. So, no specific pattern, just so they're sitting upright, and then it'll hold the oysters and their the important oyster water, also known as oyster liquor.
Where are the oysters? How come they're not in the shells?
Well, we've taken them from the shells and put them into a bowl with the water, because that's the oyster broth, oyster liquor. It's called. What does that make you think of, Rob?
Oyster liquor?
Yeah.
Um.
So how many?
No comment.
6, 8, more. That'll be enough for now. We'll come right back.
Rolling.
Are we rolling, Bob? Okay, now we're taking the minced celery leaves and the minced spinach and the minced other thing we had there, minced onions. We'll get them all in here, mix them up together. Come on over, Isaac. Take a look. What's it look like? Green mush. But no, it's going to be something even better than that. You just wait. It's going to be called oysters Rockefellor.
Cool.
You know where oysters come from?
The sea?
Yeah. Some people don't even know that. Okay.
Okay, we're back.
Then we take breadcrumbs. You're supposed to make your own breadcrumbs, but we're not doing that today. We're using some that the people over at Progresso made. And we're mushing it all together. Use your fingers. It's sensual art, cooking. So much like so many other things where you make a big mess and it's really tasty. Oops. Then we'll get the softened butter. Now it's practically melted butter. We're going to put it all together like this. Yep. In fact, we're just going to mix it right in here. That all softened up together because each one of these oysters is going to cook for a little while in the shell. Then we're going to lay this stuff on top of it, cook it a little bit more. In fact, why don't we just move right to, come on over here, the oysters. In their broth, we didn't really have enough time to film the all of the oysters being shucked because it took half the day. However, one oyster in each shell. Seems like kind of a waste of time when you think about it. You take the oysters out of the shell, then you put them back in. So when you think about it, it's kind of stupid, but it's the recipe, and we follow the recipe. So I'm going to be doing this for a little bit. Rob, why don't you take a quick break? Wait a minute. You still on?
Yep.
All right. Don't tell anybody. But
Bon appetit. Yep.
all right, just finishing up the important ingredients here. Now, what we're doing is we're going to cook up this mixture we've made with the greens, the butter, and we've got an important ingredient which we're going to include here, which is Pernod, which is sort of a, here, cameraman, try that.
Oh, that was a scary phone call.
What? What's it from?
I called.
Sort of
Whoa.
licorice flavored alternative to what's called herb saint, which is also an alternative to what they call absinthe.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Put that in there, for the flavor. We got some heat on there. We'll cook this for about 15 minutes.
Something to be said about staying at home, isn't it?
15 minutes. So if you just come back in about 15 minutes, we'll put this all together, stick it into the broiler.